We have made it to Kentucky. Last night we got in, got a cabin, back with my boy Weston, and today we're on a scouting mission. We're hunting public land out in Kentucky in hopes to get on another big Kentucky deer. All right, we just got back from a little scouting mission. Are we happy with the spot?
I am.
I think I'm happy, but the first spot that we went to, the wind just totally switched from what we thought. We got on our Spartan Forage app, picked a few spots, and the wind kind of shifted on us at what we expected. So we ended up going a little bit closer to where the boat is, so that helps out. But now I had a 7-hour drive, bumpy drive. I'm gonna make sure my bow's on. We're gonna eat some pizza, and then we're gonna get geared up and get in the woods. So let's see if she's on. Scouted a little bit this morning, saw a few does back this way, got in here, finally found a tree. We're at the top of this ridge, what used to be an old 4-wheeler trail. Acorns are dropping everywhere. Seems to be a good spot. There's a rub over here, just thought I saw a deer. There's a rub over here on the other side of us, and these deer are just running these ridges along the lake. So we're hoping a big boy steps out tonight, but it just feels good to be in the stand. Back with my boy Wesson, so I keep hearing the freaking squirrels. But we've had an adventure so far, and just finally getting up in a tree feels good to be back in Kentucky. And the leaves are starting to change, it's starting to cool off, and it's way cooler than it is in Georgia right now. So hopefully I don't get cold, but we're gonna sit till dark. Hopefully something steps out, but if not, we got the rest of the week to hopefully be able to get it done. And just like last year, I didn't get it done the very first trip, so we'll be back if we don't get it done this trip. Took our set down from this morning, had a long boat ride in. Something going on with the wires in the boat, but luckily we found a spot that we could access from the road using our Spartan Forage app. So we set some pins down in an area that we think will be good. So we're gonna start heading to those pins, hopefully find a good tree to get in and hang and hunt, and hopefully see some big old Kentucky deer. All right, we just got in the stand. Now I'm out of breath. We just got set up, set number 2, day number 2. We hunted this morning, didn't have any luck, and we kind of wanted to rest for this evening's hunt. We walked in and found this spot. We're on the oak flat, and we had a spot on a power line that we really liked, but there were some workers coming in and out, so they were working on the power line, so we decided to slip over here. Ended up finding probably just as good of a spot. Yesterday evening we were covered up in does, probably 5 yards at dark. Just right after shooting light, they were right under us, eating acorns all over. So luckily we got out of that spot. Now I think we're in an even better spot, but we won't know until hopefully the deer start moving. So I'm excited, feels good. We got a perfect wind, was it northeast wind going straight back to the road. We think the deer are gonna be coming from this left side, but I mean, there's no telling. We could be surrounded by deer. But the good thing is pretty much 360. We have anywhere from a 20-yard shot to maybe even a 45. There's a few 50-yard shots. I don't want to take a 50-yard shot in this area, but anything 40 in, we should have a good shot at putting an arrow in. So hopefully we see some deer this evening. So we've been sitting here for about 2 hours. It's almost 5 o'clock. I have a feeling these deer aren't going to start moving till probably 30 minutes before shooting light goes out. So we're going to sit here and wait. But the good news is hopefully these deer move in a little bit earlier, but I have a feeling they won't move until right before dark. So hopefully something good will happen. But on better news, we got a ton of early season hunting gear. And if you want to grab any of this Bucks gear early season, there's going to be multiple more drops throughout the season. But if you want to get your hands on something And make sure at checkout, use code Yappy for a percentage off your order. So we're gonna keep sitting here. Hopefully something shows up soon. Is he on that trail? Is this filming? Is he on that trail that we came in on? Or is that, he's just the left of it?
I think he's above it a little bit.
I don't know if you guys could see, but there's a little bug, probably about 45, 50 yards away from us right now. Came in quick. I thought it was another squirrel. But if a big bug does that, there's no way we're gonna have time. Unless I'm just sitting here as soon as we hear. The good thing to our advantage in these woods is you can hear stuff coming from a mile away. The only thing is there's so many squirrels that if I picked my bow up every time I heard a sound, it would just be ridiculous, so. Alright, is it day 3? Day 3. Public land has been kicking our butt in Kentucky. Yesterday we saw a spike and a raccoon. Got out of there, didn't too happy with that area, but we plan on going, if we don't kill tonight, we plan on going there in the morning, hunting that area. Hopefully it's a better morning spot than evening. But today we got on the maps, we found what we thought might be some crop fields, but it ended up being some old football fields. There's field goal post right there. But right behind us we have 2 trails meeting at this area. Hopefully we'll catch these deer eating acorns right under this tree right here, or going out to eat some grass. So it's a beautiful area. It's kind of, hit or miss in these public land areas. It's just a guessing game. We haven't been able to scout much, so every spot that we've hunted, we've known nothing about other than acorns and a few trails. So hopefully today will pay off. We got today and maybe tomorrow evening. It's crunch time. Hopefully it can happen tonight. So it's been about an hour since that doe left. Me and Weston almost cracked up because she was coming down the exact trail that we walked in. And I don't know what, I looked back at him like, I was like this, and we both like kind of snickered like, so thankfully she didn't hear us. But that's like the worst when you, like one of the worst times, like when you can't laugh, that's when it's the worst. But it was pretty cool. She came out, we don't know which way, but was in the middle of the field and then worked right down this tree line. So at one point she was 10 yards away from us. And I don't know if it's no-see-ums or gnats or what they are, but they are tearing up my hands. Look at that. The temperatures are starting to drop. It feels good out here, but the bugs are eating me and Weston up. Gonna sit here. Hopefully some deer show up. What do you think?
He looks mature. He's just little.
Yeah.
Coming up, just wait.
Let me get turned around.
Grab your bow.
I don't know if I'm gonna shoot, but I'll grab it.
I can't really tell.
Stay still. That was pretty cool. Looked like an old deer. He just didn't have much of antlers, but he was fat, like super fat. That's exactly what we needed. That's the biggest buck that we've seen so far on this trip. Just wasn't the one we wanted, so he got a pass, but really, really cool. He was fat and old, just probably on the downhill side. Alright, we're finally in the stand. I was setting my platform up and I hear something behind me walking through the woods, and I look and I can see deer's legs. And so I lean over and tell Weston, like, stay still. I don't know what kind of footage we got, but they came in and they just knew something was up. Like, we just walked. I mean, we would have met them.
Yeah, if we would have came 3 minutes later, we would have met him.
Say it again.
Right there. Said if we would have came 3 minutes later, we would have met him right here, dude.
But, so, I mean, they ended up blowing and running off, but was super funny, honestly. It's early in the day. It's early in the evening, so I think we'll be okay, but that was hilarious. Weston was sitting on the ground, laying there, filming, and what did you say? Say what you said about the bow.
Oh yeah, if you had had your bow up here, I would have told you to shoot her.
Well, you said, oh, he's about to shoot her. And then you look over and the bow's sitting right there next to you.
Yeah, no, I didn't even realize you haven't pulled the bow up yet.
So.
That's the main reason I got the camera.
Yeah. Oh, you thought I was gonna shoot her for real.
Yeah.
So Weston thought I was gonna shoot her, and then he looks beside him and my bow's sitting right there. So luckily it wasn't a big buck, so we're set up now. We're ready to go, and this is the last hunt in Kentucky for, unless I come back, unless we get it done. So hopefully we can get it done. Hopefully a big buck comes in, but it's already been an eventful evening, so we're gonna put the camera on the camera arm and sit here, and hopefully that didn't mess us up. All right, well, 4 days hunting Kentucky public land with my boy Weston, and we did not get it done, but had some pretty cool encounters. First night, had what, 5 or 6 does, spitting distance. Next, we hunted the next morning? What did we do?
I think we hunted the next morning at the same spot.
But we had a bunch of stuff go wrong. The boat was messed up, so then we ended up finding some spots. That we could drive to. Ended up working out, and I was super confident tonight. I was super confident that something that we could potentially shoot would walk out. But as soon as we got in the stand, before Weston even got in the stand, he was still on the ground. Those does came in, ended up getting spooked, blowing at us. I don't know. I don't think that ruined the hunt. I just think tonight we weren't in the right spot. So we were bouncing around, and honestly, props to the people that hunt public land, because it's hard, especially coming in. I drove up 7 hours, and we were just hopping around to different spots. We were checking the maps and looking at what we thought would be good and what we thought, we wanted to hunt. And I guess that's just hunting. So we didn't get it done this time, but we'll definitely be back. I don't know, maybe hunting at Whitetail Heaven, or maybe doing some other public land, maybe scouting a little bit more. That might help us out a lot more. But we got a long ride back home. I'm headed back to Georgia tonight. What time is it? It's like 8 o'clock right now, right? 9 o'clock?
8:30.
8:30. So I got about a 8-hour drive home, and then I got some bucks showing up back home that I might get after. But that's it for Kentucky right now. So hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of deer hunting here in Kentucky. So